Yeah, I love your house, dude. It's just
it's a little oasis, man. This yard wasn't like this when we first got it. It was fescue. This is Bermuda. The pool was wrecked. I had Casey King, Zeus's do that pool house. My Lozanos did the fence and the deck, and we put the hot tub in, and then Kings came and did the turf. Kings actually did the grass too, and the sprinkler system.
nice. Yeah, so we lived in Highland right here. What I love about Greyhawk is the trees are all developed here. You know, Highland's such a new neighborhood right there that and there's really not a lot of big trees and stuff like that, but that's what I love about Greyhawk.
Dude, these trees are, I mean, they're super mature.
Oh, they look great.
They're already here, and you priced trees before?
Oh, they're crazy. Yeah.
They're nuts, man.
We put some big ones in the backyard there and then moved 6 months later.
Yeah.
So we got a sweet place over in Canyon Country Club. I lucked out into this deal. At least a couple was going to let it go back, and it's right off the canyon. It's got a 3,000 square foot party barn in the back.
Nice, that's
and
cool.
So it's sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's hop in, man. Jordon, thank you so much. I'm excited to do this. We've been talking about it a while, and I have so many questions for you. You're killing it, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, yeah, my name is Jordon Snider, and I run and build businesses, man, and have some incredible partners, and we're working on some amazing concepts that are just rocking and rolling.
Yep.
We've got, I started my career in 2012, 2013, founded a powersports company called Snider Motorsports. That was in my early 20s, so I was 21 years old.
Sure.
And through my early mid 20s, grew that business to 4 dealerships across the Texas Panhandle.
Super successful.
And then in 2021, I sold that whole business to a PE group out of San Antonio. Took a few months off, and I signed a non-compete, so I couldn't do power sports again. Not that I didn't want to though, man. Not that I don't love it. I still ride.
Yeah.
I still love the sport, but doing it for 10 years, I got a little burned out on it.
Sure, absolutely.
Even though I totally loved it and still do, but so I did something completely opposite of power sports, which was landscaping. I had 0 landscaping experience. I was literally sitting in my living room here, and I had no job. I didn't have a job. I had no job, and my yard needed mowed. I can't, when I mow, I get real choked up with like all the stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I called the first place. We're not taking new clients. I'm like, okay, well, I shook it off. Call the next place. Same thing, not taking new clients.
Competitive.
Call the next place, not taking new clients. I'm like, and by the time the third or fourth guy was like, we're not taking new clients, I'm like, hey, I promise I'll be a good customer. Like, you can come here every week, keep my card on file. Like, it's a big yard. Like, do you even want to come look at it? They're like, no, we don't want to take new clients. I'm like, that's so weird. I called 8 or 9 more places, same story, all of them. I'm like, man, there must be some kind of a demand for this landscaping deal. So I'm like, all right, well, let me do that. So I went and bought a trailer. I got all the best mowers, had a walker, 2 walkers, a Skag, a Grasshopper, all the electric gear that you needed. We put the chargers in the trailer. We got all the batteries, and I built the brand. We got the back end system up. Had 0 customers at this point, by the way. No customors. Just took some of the cash and we
just
got all this. We got all the stuff. Yeah. Well,
stuff.
I don't like to do things halfway.
I know. I've
noticed
it's like about you. I love that.
You're either gonna do something or you're not gonna do it at all. And if I'm in it, I'm gonna do it right.
100%.
And so I'm like, I don't want to start day 1 and have a push mower. You know what I mean, or whatever. So anyway, got all this stuff. Got my door hangers. I always tell the story. I ordered 2,000 door hangers. 2,000. I go to this Highland Park over here, and we're doing a passing these things out. About 2 hours later, around 5 o'clock, I get a call. He was my very first customer. His name was Rob Washington. Rob, if you're watching this, hey man, I really appreciate you. But this is funny. And
he owes it all to you.
Yeah. So he called me. He's like, hey man, I got your door hanger. And he's like, do you guys do hydro seeding? I had never heard that term in my life. Hydro seeding? I don't even know. Well, yes, sir, we do.
Absolutely.
We do, yes. Because I had no customers.
That's awesome.
And so I was about 5 minutes from his house. He was like, cool, I just got home from work. Can you come by? I'm like, yep, give me 10. I spent the next 10 minutes literally watching YouTube videos on hydro seeding. I go to his house. We're talking about it. I'm thinking in my mind, like, how hard can this possibly be? Like, I used to build motors and finance equipment and run this thing and grass on dirt. Like, yeah, okay, that's pretty straightforward. So anyway, I sold him the job. He put a deposit down, built the quote, sold the job, done. I'm like, okay, now I really got to figure this out. So I spent way more time figuring out my initial recipe for it, because it's like 6 ingredients and you do it in a certain order. And then I went and rented a machine. I prepped his yard. And funny story about the prep, I was sitting there, man. Or not sitting there, because I was only employee. I didn't have help or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Hadn't had, my revenue at that point was approximately 0. So I'm like, okay, even though my expenditure was like well into the 6 figures. And I'm sitting there and I'm tilling this guy's yard with a little Troy-Bilt thing that I bought from Tractor Supply. It was a tiller, right?
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's like 105 degrees.
Oh yeah.
It's throwing dirt on me. My face and everything's just sweating, and I'm covered in this mud. I stopped for a minute because, see,
having second thoughts.
Well, I was I'm thinking, am I stupid? Is this silly? Like, what am I doing out here in some other guy's front yard? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't. What am I doing? Because, see, prior, you shoot back 6 months ago, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just giving you some context.
Sure.
My biggest decision of the day was, am I driving my Lamborghini or my Rolls-Royce Wraith to go check on my 4 dealerships for the day?
Tough option.
That was the decision. Oh, and what are we going to eat today? Like, that's kind of the biggest decisions we had to make.
Yeah.
And just make sure everything was running. But now I'm sitting here getting covered in mud and sweat and dust in a guy's front yard tilling it.
Oh
I'm like,
God, that is wild.
It was hard, man. It was so
wild.
nuts. And anyway, after I had my little moment, I just kept going with it, prepping his thing. And then my dad helped me. Me and him mixed up the batch, and he was running the pump, the valve, and I was spraying. I probably looked so ridiculous. I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm just like, okay, you got to make it look good.
Sure.
Took a few pictures of the prep. Took a few pictures after we sprayed it. Looked kind of cool. And I set his sprinkler up to run a few times a day, and we left. He paid, and we left. I'm like, then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, man, I need to go check on that and look at it. And I go back over there. I almost drove past his house, dude. I did drive by his house because his yard looked incredible.
That's awesome.
Perfect grass, green. I'm like, oh my God, it worked.
It could have gone so much different too.
That's great. It could have went bad. I could have put too much fertilizer in there and smoked it.
That's not easy.
So it looked amazing. So I took a few pictures of that, and boom. From that point, it never stopped, ever. And so then fast forward, I had a driver. Her name was, oh my gosh, Dipforth. If we're not talking, I would have remembered her name. But
You're great
anyway,
with names. I'm surprised you remembered the first guy's
that's her last name.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I'll remember it in a minute. And she seen my trailer out front. She came to pick us up for dinner. She seen the trailer. She's like, "What's King's Lawn?" I'm like, "Oh, it's this landscaping thing that I'm starting." She's like, "Oh, well, my son-in-law's a landscaper too, and he's about to start his own business." At first, I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like,
yeah.
I bet he is. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, because
Sure.
Isn't everybody?
Right, exactly.
But then I'm like, let me get his number. And so I called him, and it was Joey Martinez. And I'm like, "Hey, Joey, hey, man, you don't know me. I don't know you, but I know your mother-in-law, and she says you are good at landscaping, so I'd like to talk to you." Turns out he'd been working for another landscaper for like a decade and had went to go out on his own. And he did go out on his own. He got his LLC paperwork. So we scheduled a meeting. And the day we met, very similar to this, in a coffee shop, he just got his LLC docs that day for this new venture. He was going to call it JTX Landscape. And I'm like, all right, well, that's great, but don't do that. Let's partner in King's Lawn. I'll bring what I bring, you bring what you bring, expertise-wise and whatnot, and just the people. And we'll grow, we'll rock and roll, man. We'll build this thing up. And
wow.
He didn't give me an answer then. He's like, "Let me talk to my wife, Mary." He was like, I'm like, "Okay, I get that." So then fast forward, it was like the next Sunday, it was like the next weekend, it was on a Sunday. But the funny thing is I made Sticky Chikky that day before it even existed.
Really? Just the concept popped in your head, or how did that?
Well, I've been working on that for like 4 years, but it was funny because I made the meal that Sunday. So we had that.
Nice.
Yeah, we had that at my house.
Okay,
It was Sunday dinner or lunch, whatever. And we walked around and talked for a minute, and I made him an offer on the equity split or whatever, and we shook hands and it was done. 3 days later, my lawyer had a contract. We signed it. I signed it. He signed it, and King's Lawn was created in that way with him as a partner. and it blew up, man.
Talk about great timing.
It was, well, about timing, it's crazier than that, like a layer deeper. Before we partnered, I had sold another job off of that first job. It was like $30,000 for like an acre and a half of prep and hydro with like 6 zones added and like a couple trees. And it was a huge
job.
It was a massive job. I could not do it. It would be impossible for me to do that by myself. And also, I had no idea how to put in an irrigation system.
Sure, yeah.
But it just so happened to work out. When I sold that job, I told her we were 2 weeks out, even though I had nothing else on the schedule.
Yeah.
I needed 2 weeks to figure it out.
Sure.
And this was me figuring it out.
Right.
But the day that Joey came on, or sorry, the day before we were supposed to start, that Monday, Friday he came on, he called 3 guys, they instantly were there, and all of a sudden, as if it always was that way, we had a crew.
Nice.
Instantly.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Brody Hooper at Vermeer.
Incredible.
I went and got a Vermeer skid steer, and if you would have looked at this then, at that very day, it looked like we've been in business for 3 years.
You're either lucky or favored by God. I don't know which
Oh,
one.
definitely favored by God, man.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
That is awesome.
And it just all clicked.
Clicked, yeah.
Instant.
Yeah.
And so we did this job, and we started doing content on that, and then it was just one thing after another. Now we did all these services, but we were known as the Hydro Seed guys, and he still has the original Hydro Seeder that we started with, and
kind of carved out a little niche.
dude, it was so crazy. Well, and it's crazy that Hydro Seed has been around since the 70s. We kind of brought it back into the area and just started doing it. And fast forward, I love the company. I love Joey. It's just, I'm not a landscaper. Joey, it was his dream to be that. So I'm like, dude, one day I'm like, you want to just buy me out, man? Just buy my part, and then this can all be yours, and I can go do something else.
Yeah.
I've been working on Sticky. I hadn't told anybody at this point.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, man, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, man. Yeah, I'm sure. So did the sale, and then went and started doing a crazy little simple menu restaurant thing.
And it's
But nobody said
blowing
would
up
work.
like crazy. No, it's so simple.
I know.
And amazing.
Yeah.
But it's great food, great marketing, great branding. Gosh, your signage is perfect.
Dude, yeah.
You got the flags out front. Like, you think of every little detail,
yeah.
like to the minute.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so what makes you different than somebody else who wants to start a business and then they never do it? Have you always been like that, kind of fearless, or hey, like, I'm gonna go and start a company when I have no idea how to do it? Has that always been your personality, or has it just evolved over time?
My thought process there is that even if it fails, I'm not gonna die. If you boil it down.
Yeah, love it.
It's not gonna hurt me really.
Yep, absolutely.
Is it gonna hurt my ego a little? Maybe.
Well, you all
But-
learn. Every little thing is a learning experience to help you
Yeah.
with the next business.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure you found that out.
I also know that if you show up and you just keep showing up, almost guarantee
Yep.
it's gonna work.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
just
Yep.
keep showing up. And I just know for a fact that if I'm doing something, I'm going to show up every single day. I'm not going to lay in bed. I'm not going to feel sad. I'm not going to, feel defeated. And there's been times, man, in business where I have felt defeated. There was one point in time where I lost my BRP, which is Can-Am. I lost my entire franchise. I had 2 stores that I spent millions on that were 100% based on BRP, the brand.
Yeah.
Imagine if you built a dealership based off Chevrolet, and then you just lose Chevrolet.
Right.
What do you have?
Sure.
A building? Like, I've had some low points, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And but just because those things happen doesn't mean you can't wake up the next day and go get it. It's always out there.
Sure.
And yeah, I think the difference, if you ask the question on that, is just action.
Action.
Just
Yep.
no hesitation. and
Work
trust.
so hard that there's no absolute possibly way you can fail.
Yeah. I mean, yes, yeah. Just keep showing up, man, and just believe that if you decide it's gonna happen, you go make it happen, because you have to make it. It doesn't just occur.
Sure. Yeah.
Entropy is a real thing. Like, everything's falling apart, you have to keep it together, and you got to make it go together every single day.
I love the way
So,
that's put.
If you don't, then you could just lay in bed all day, but eventually, if you do that, you're not going to even have a roof over your head to lay in bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll go away too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it difficult for you to sell your companies? I mean, I've sold a company before. I've failed in a trucking company. We hauled frac sand, and man, I lost a lot of money when I first started. But it is nice getting that check. It's nice being able to start over. Was it difficult for you to sell your companies and move on? Like
the first one I really identified with, because I thought for several years that power sports was all I was ever going to do.
Yep.
I was just a power sports guy.
Yep.
Through and through, in my blood, power sports. So that was the only one that I ever felt more of a personal connection to for a time. It even had my name, so it was the company and the same name. So when people would talk about the business, they were talking about me. When they were talking about me, they were talking about the business. It was that intertwined. And also, the entire reason I started a power sports company was because, and this is crazy, back in the 96, 97, we lived in Boise, Oklahoma. My dad had a parts store, and he bought me this bike for $50 from this guy. And me and him worked in his shop, and me and my dad built this bike. We took the motor apart. It was a Suzuki 50. We took the motor apart. We built it, and we just brought it back to life. We did new seats and everything. And it was in that moment that I knew I wanted to work on motorcycles for the rest of my life. And guess what? I still have that bike. It's in that garage right there.
Dude, really
yes,
nice.
yes.
That's
it's so awesome. It's crazy that I still have it. But that experience is what kind of pushed me down the path. And so growing up, everybody, they would ask us, in high school and stuff, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, what are you going to college for? Nobody else really. Everybody, most people didn't know. I knew I'm going to motorcycle school. I'm going to go work on motorcycles. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And it was because of that one experience with my dad.
Wow.
And so I had a real hard, deep connection with Snider Motorsports, and selling that was difficult, but it was also a little freeing.
Sure.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Because see, doing it again with Kings, I had don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm saying. I love the company.
Right.
But I wasn't emotionally tied to it.
Right.
It was a business that I was learning from,
Yep.
and I also got to profit from it, which is like a double win. So selling that was way easier. Sticky Chikky has a place in a little bit of emotional tie, because me and my dad was part of that too, and he passed away. So it has a little bit of a tie there. So I'm likely not going to sell Sticky Chikky. Although I do have two partners, and we're in agreement there, so that's where we're at now.
Have you thought about franchising it out?
We have, yeah. So my two partners have been down that road quite far, and they know the challenges that most people don't realize that are associated with franchising.
Sure.
We are working our way through that. At the moment, we're leaning away from franchising. We might get to store 10 and realize, hey, this is definitely a model that we got all the kinks worked out and everything's ironed out, and we could possibly do it. But at this point, it's undecided / leaning away from it.
Sure.
So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Sticky Chikky. Let's talk about the concept. I just love everything about it. Just give everybody, in case somebody hadn't eaten.
Yeah.
Talk them into.
Yeah, Sticky Chikky, man. It's Texas Thai. It's fun to say, fun to eat.
It is. It's a great name. It's a great. How did you come up with the name, by the way?
My mom did.
Wow.
My mom came up with the name.
Okay.
So we were all brainstorming one night, and the food, if you ever had it, if you notice, you do it with your hands, right? You don't use a fork. Or you're not one of those guys.
Nope.
Okay, we do.
No,
we provide forks.
Dude, I'm dunking it up, licking the fingers.
But if you notice, your hands will get a little bit sticky.
Sure.
Okay. And she would always, as a joke, call it Sticky Chikky. And when it comes to marketing and branding, funny sells, right? Funny is memorable. So so we call it Sticky Chikky, and then I changed the spelling of Chikky, so it's 2 K's, and because you can't trade, so it's like trademark and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
And then designed the chicken. Now even the bird has a story. So when I grew up in Oklahoma on a ranch or a farm, whatever. We had cattle and some horses and stuff, but we had these chickens, and we had this rooster named Big Bubba. Okay, and the Big Bubba would chase us, dude. He would charge you, I'm talking wings running at you, and he didn't care. He wouldn't just get to you and stop. He would run through you, right? And so I take a little bit of pleasure in the fact knowing that we get to enjoy Big Bubba and sell him on a daily basis and eat him.
There you go.
Anyway, the mascot
circle.
is Big Bubba. He's like got the suit, he's got the tie, but that's Big Bubba.
Together.
And then on the menu, you'll notice number 4 is a Big Bubba meal.
Okay.
Which is from, like, this is from my childhood. And so that's kind of where the mascot came from.
Number 3, that's mine.
Yeah,
with the
two eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I get a chocolate chip cookie every time. So,
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude.
love it. We eat it all the time.
Yeah,
it's close to us, and you got 2 more stores popping up. Is that correct?
Yeah. So 34th and Osage is under construction. Really close. Like it's close.
Yeah,
it's like 30 days ish out. Don't quote me on that. And the other one, Lubbock, I was just there 2 days ago, and it's right there behind it. Like it's maybe 2 weeks behind. So they're awesome. We spent, myself, Brad, and Ian, and of course the whole team spent a year on this model, this concept, and this pilot store design. And I'm sure it's going to change 5 more times as far as the internals, but the exterior is pretty set, and we're loving the way it's
looks
looking.
Good, dude.
Yeah,
the building is sharp. Like you said, you don't skimp out on things. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's set up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my business partner, Brad, he says it the best. You know, he would drive by Sticky Chikky. He lives in the neighborhood behind it, and he would drive by. He's like, oh, this, you know, because part of his old job was you'd go into these stores and evaluate them essentially.
Yeah.
And always kind of looking at all the little small things like what is this place?
Details,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And but he never went into Sticky until the day we met. But regardless, he would drive by. He's like, oh, who's this poor sucker out here trying to start a chicken thing in the middle of nowhere?
People will hate too. People hate like crazy.
It might have been a little of that, but it's also like because he thought it was fried chicken.
Yeah.
He thought it was fried, but everything's fried. And so when he came in though, he was like looking around. He's like, all right, there's an operator here.
Yeah.
Like there's somebody knows something that's here.
Sure.
And but it is about the details, man. It
for sure.
is, and it's the. I get a little excited talking about this. It's the simplest things, man. Keeping it clean.
Keeping it clean.
Like people overlook the most simple concept of just keeping your facility clean.
Yep.
You serve food.
Yep.
For crying out loud.
Yep.
You cannot have a dirty place.
Yep.
Your floors cannot be dirty. Your walls cannot be dirty. Your seats cannot be dirty. Your tables cannot be dirty. You serve food, and as above, so below. So in the front, so in the back.
Amen to
if
that.
you have dirty crap in the front, that's like what your people are seeing.
Yep.
God knows what your kitchen looks like. So cleanliness, man, is like top tier, like priority.
Yep.
And then of course, presentation, simplicity.
Yep.
KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That's because see, with Snider Motorsports, the reason Sticky's so simple is because I wanted to do everything in Snider. I wanted to work on machines. I wanted to build custom things. I wanted to fabricate. I wanted to powder coat. I wanted to sell used. I wanted to do performance modifications. Dude, you start doing all that.
Yeah, that's tough. You gotta know a lot about everything.
Well, and then finding guys that are trained in that specific niche of power sports performance or powder coating or refinishing, it's crazy hard. So my whole thing was, what can I do next that's just so simple, that is scalable and controllable from that level.
That's powerful. I love that.
Yeah, and so Sticky Chikky was born. I worked on it 4 years before anyone heard that name or heard about the idea or anything. And it, as simple as it is, it still has its challenges.
Sure.
I mean, every business is going to have its hurdles or whatever. You're just still dealing with people. Customers are people, employees are people, your partners are people. Like literally everybody's a person, and every person's like a Rubik's cube of things. So it still is what it is. But if you can if you can keep as many things simple as you can, that's what you should do.
I love that.
Yeah,
because I've done that. I've chased my tail. I've tried to do a lot of different things, and when I've niched down and found it, that's when I've really been able to grow.
Yeah.
Expand my income. So
one of my favorite sayings is, when you have a business, you want to keep make every detail perfect, and then limit the number of details.
I like it. I like it.
Make every detail perfect, but limit the number of details. So.
Seems like you're doing it with Sticky Chikky. Yeah, I was just telling you how polite your workers are there. They always do a great job. They never mess up my sauces. You know, they're always asking me, yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah. But, you know, offer me a cookie every time. You know, they're just, you do a really good job training them. And so I've been very impressed.
Yeah.
You know, I see your social media. I see you're always talking about it. Yeah, I watched your video the other day. Take your cell phone out. Post at least once, if not 3 times a day.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's another thing that you're really good about. And when I was talking about, I wasn't talking about Brad being a hater. I was just saying there are a lot of people hating, especially what I found. You know, when I'm posting content, it's like, oh, this guy thinks he's, you know, the big stuff, or, you know, I'm so sick and tired of seeing you all the time.
That's okay.
But my business has exploded. And it continues to explode. And I've got to meet great people. You know, I love sitting down, having this conversation, because what we were Facebook friends before, loose, you know, barely, you know. But now, typically, I become friends with the people I sit down with. I'm like, man, this guy's cool. And then, you know, maybe eventually we do business together, or if, hey, I need somebody for this. Do you have any suggestions here? And it's all about connections. It's all about putting yourself out there. And you're really good about that.
Oh, man.
So.
And that, I wasn't always that way. It took me, like, you know, like I said earlier, I've been doing this since 2013. It took me a while to get over that fear of, like, well, what if my friends see it? What, like, it's so weird. People, and I say people, I was weird about it too, but like now I don't care. If don't watch it, then just like scroll or whatever, like watch something else. But I know that, like, I got several videos. There's one video like, I don't know, 200,000 or 300,000 views. My biggest one's like 3.6 million, and the people love it, dude. They're like, oh, wow, you know, like so awesome. And you know, when I hear from people, either they call me or email me, or I ran into a couple, and they're like, hey, I watched your video and I took your advice, and it worked. I'm like, really?
That's awesome. Doesn't nothing better than that.
I'm like, that is so, you're affecting people that you never met, man. It's 100%. Like, I can't even explain how cool it is.
That is awesome.
And also, the more that happens, the more I want to do it. And unfortunately, when it comes to people not, you know, hating or whatever, sometimes it's the one, like, people that are so close to you, you know, because you're out there doing things that, dude, Alex Ramosi says this thing.
I love Ramosi.
He says, like, or he has said that the people that are going to hate you the most, essentially are protecting their own ego. Because if you're successful at doing this thing they think is embarrassing, then it just proves that they could have done it. And that hurts real deep for them. And so, and because of that, they want to keep you down. Like, stay here with me. Don't put yourself out there. Don't do that thing that I think is embarrassing, that I'm unwilling to do, because what if you do win? And then all of a sudden, I'm even more of a loser. It's that.
When you're pointing that finger, there's 3 pointing.
Dude.
You know, one of my mentors, I said something, it was about a video, or he told me to start the real estate group here. And I was just like, what if people, I mean, isn't that going to be cringy? And he's like, what is cringy about wanting to improve yourself and your family's position and just to go out and do something?
Be cringe.
And
embrace
the
cringe.
I was like, dude. And then I have embraced it, you know? So that really struck me in a big way. But I love that, dude. That's sick. What video hit 3.6 million or whatever?
Me eating the meal.
Dude, I told you, that's my favorite video. And it's so simple. I know. What do you say when you squeeze the lime in there? What was it?
It elevates it to the next level.
Yes, elevates it. I'm like, that's such great saying, because it really does.
It does. I won't eat it without it. I literally won't eat that sauce without putting a lime in it.
My son did.
And you know where that came from? Dude, and this goes back to, like, never be too good to change, because when we first started, we only had hot and mild. That's it. Oh, no, sorry. We only had hot and sweet. We didn't have mild. We didn't have fish sauce. I got a couple stories on the sauces. And so now we have hot, mild, sweet, fish, and sissy.
Sweet.
Okay. Right. Okay, check this out. So we go back to where I was at. The limes. There was a customer that would come in. Her and her wife, whatever, she'd come in, and they'd bring these whole limes in, and they'd always ask, in a Ziploc bag, and they were like, we'll take number 1, number 2, whatever. I'm like, she'd pull them out of her purse. Can you cut these for us? I'm like, okay. Cut the lime. Boom. Leave. I thought nothing of it the first time. I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then they came in again. Another bag of limes. Hey, can you cut these for us? Sure. Pop, pop, pop. There you go. The third or fourth time, finally, because for like the first 9 months, I was there every day. And so I'd see these ladies come in. More limes. She's like, can you cut them for me? I'm like, sure. Cut them. And I gave them back to her. I'm like, I got to ask you, like, what are you doing with the limes? Like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, you put it in the sauce. I'm like, what sauce? She's like, oh, you put it in a hot sauce. I'm like, and it's good? You like it? She's like, it's amazing. It makes it so much. I love it. Like, it's good. I'm like, heard. So I almost immediately left and went to the grocery store. I got some limes.
Nice.
And I'm like, all right, I got to see what this is about. Cut it up, squeeze it in there, tried it. I'm like, oh my God, mind blown. Yeah, well, yes, great. You don't. I mean, you just have to be willing to modify.
Organic, exactly, exactly.
And so that's what the limes came from. And then I'm like, okay, guys, well, now we're going to serve limes with every meal. So we started ordering limes by the 50-pound pots.
Oh, my God.
And then all of a sudden there's a new position. It's a lime person, and they're just slicing limes and got this machine that cuts them all perfectly. And now we have like a spec, you know, for lime.
Wow.
It's all like on our paper and stuff. It's part of the process now, from a lady coming in and trying it. And then us listening.
Yep.
Listening is the key.
Well, being able to realize that and pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know.
Well, because see, my biggest thing, and you talk about how the people how they treat you and all these things, where that came from was I wanted every single person to have the best experiences as they possibly could.
Yep.
Because I love that you're there. Like, I love that you're here right now having a meal. But guess what, dude? I want you to come back tomorrow and the next day and the next week. Yep. And you only do that if you have a great experience.
Yep.
That's it.
100%.
You won't, if you go into a place and you have a bad experience, you might, if you like the food, you might give it a second shot.
Yep.
But if you don't, if you go in there again and you have a bad experience, you're not going back. You 100%. Just won't go back.
100%.
Why? Why would you go back? Because you know what you're gonna get. Bad experience. Like, I'm not gonna put myself. I'm paying you. Why would I pay for that? So I always want people to have a great experience, and that's why we're always offering these specialty drinks and the cookies, because and the lime. It does elevate to the next level. So that's and then the fish sauce. Customers were asking, like, do you have a fish sauce? Do you have fish sauce? I'm like, no, like, just have you'll use the sauce we have. I don't have fish sauce. But we had so many requests for fish sauce.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, well, you should. And so I'm like, I got to figure out a fish sauce. So I went to like 12 different Chinese places here, or, restaurants.
Yeah.
I had their sauce. It was kind of sweet. I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I know what you're
so I worked on a recipe for about 2 weeks-ish, just trying stuff over and over and over and over. And finally, we get this one, and I give it because I'll give it all my staff. I'm like, try this. Because several of them like really like fish sauce. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, this one was it. This is it. Whatever this is, do this. I'm like, okay. And that's the one. And then, so now we're using it. And we'd get people that were asking, they're like, so are you, because I'm not married, they're like, so is your wife from Asia? Or, because you're this white boy. Uh-huh. Like, how do you make fish sauce? Yeah. That's this good? Because it's our favorite in town. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not married, she's not Asian, and I just made it, so I'm glad you like it. And they're like, it's the best fish sauce that we've had in Amarillo. And I'm like, amazing. Like, cool. So that's cool. And yeah,
I'm gonna give it a try. You're making me hungry right now, dude. You need to stop it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
So that's where the fish sauce came from. And then sissy sauce is our sweet and sour.
Yep, I love the sweet and sour.
Yep. So sissy is just sweet and sour minus peppers. So it's no spice.
Oh, I love it. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's so good. Yep. So,
yeah,
I love it. Do you want to talk a little bit about your media company?
Yeah, Dark Matter.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, dude. Dark Matter was one of those businesses that I didn't. Well, nothing happens by accident, I guess. But it also didn't happen because I sat down one day. I'm like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
It happened mainly because let's take a lime story. People just kept asking for it.
Sure.
Because they would call and see our stuff. They're like, hey, Sticky Chikky,
yes.
Who does your marketing? Like, well, I do. They're like, hey, well, who does this for you? Who does that for Kings? I do. Who does this and that for this business? Like, you just blew up so quick. Yep. Well, I do that too. Yep. And they're like, can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? Because I say this all the time, I'm not a marketer.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a business owner that had to learn the skill because nobody else cares as much as you do.
Sure. 100%.
And what I do like to brag on a little bit is when I do your marketing is that I treat it like it's my own. And I want you to win. Like, I know exactly what you want.
Yep.
I mean, you want to be portrayed in a certain light. Totally fine. And you want more sales.
Yep.
Like, great videos or pretty or whatever, it's fine and that's cool and stuff, and I might get a lot of views on TikTok, but I want more sales.
Conversion, right.
Sales,
Yep.
sales,
Yep.
sales.
Yep.
Cures
Yep.
all ails,
Yep.
right?
100%.
So we just want more of those. And yeah, everything I do is around, you know, if we can get a laugh or two, that's great. If we can get a reaction or two, that's great.
Sure.
But it's about awareness and sales.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
pretty much it. Dark Matter Media. And we have all, like, I mean, anybody, the cool thing is, or I say this with the landscaping company too, anybody can go buy a skid steer. Anybody can go, like, buy a hydro seed machine or whatever. Anybody can buy a camera, you know, but it's about how you use the tool that is the difference maker.
Yep.
And that's how we, that's the difference with us.
Your videos, your quality is so good, and you and I both know, like, when you see a grainy video and or the audio is bad. I mean, people, their attention spans nowadays. Literally, you have like 3 seconds to hook them before it's like scrolling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like that on the phone. So, but that's one thing that I noticed about your videos is your picture quality is good, your sound quality is good. Like I don't know where you come up with a lot of your concepts, but it's just like. Just very well thought out stuff.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
are you trying to take on new clientele and stuff with the media company?
I'm picky.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't want everybody. I don't like wasting time.
I don't blame you.
Seriously though, when those lights are on at night, it just reflects off that white panel. Which something else I don't get is when people put fences up, dude. And I mean I do get it. They want the pretty side on their side or whatever. But also, like, if that was on the outside, it would look like a ladder.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And it looks bad.
Yep, it does.
It just makes the property, if you wanted to make it pretty on both sides, just put metal on both sides.
On both sides.
And then, but I like this just because you can see the structure. I don't know if you ever watched that show. It's kind of old Modern Marvels.
Oh, yeah.
They build cool
100%.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you go, like, here in a minute, we took this fence. It is like, it's like it's so bad. It's so cool.
Yeah, you can tell you over-engineered it for sure.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Well, see, with King's Lawn, we would go in everybody's backyard. Like, obviously, we're in everyone's backyard, either for quotes or doing work. And they'd have these new houses with these picket fences, wood fences. It doesn't matter if you're freaking the best cedar or whatever. It's going to fade.
Yep.
It's going to warp.
100%.
It's going to swell. It's going to contract. Eventually, when you drive past it, you can see straight through it because all the lines, like, it's going to be crap. And you're going to have to replace the pickets. And when you replace the pickets, you're going to have a bunch of brown ones and a bunch of light brown ones that look weird. Sprinklers hit it. You get these weird looking designs. Like, none of that. So, metal.
There you go.
Heavy ass metal.
Love it. Exactly. And the wind
11 feet tall too. Wow. I can walk in here naked, which I do often, by the way.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, it's like no one can see me.
No,
So
100%. I love it. I love it. No, that's awesome. Yeah, your media company has really, it seems like you're killing it there. I saw something. I was reading your bio on your Facebook earlier.
Okay,
yeah. I just really enjoyed it. It was, what is it? Stick Chikky, Dark Matter Media, Apex Nutrition, marketer, builder, rainmaker.
Rainmaker.
I'm like, boom. I was like, that's sick. That's sick. I like it. Because you are, dude. You're a go-getter, man. It's literally, I feel like you're the Energizer Bunny. You just go, go, go. There's not many people who I see who I'm like, dang, that dude is outworking me. But when I see you, I'm like, but I'm competitive. I want to win. You know
me
what I'm saying?
too.
And I don't know where that drive comes from in me, where it's like,
it's where you draw energy.
Yeah, exactly.
When you win, you're probably like me. When you succeed or get the next carrot, it gives you energy. And brother, I have to have the energy.
Yes, 100%.
So, and that's what keeps me growing up the ladder every day.
Every time, exactly. And then once I do, I'll sell a good property. I'll make a great profit, and it feels good. And then I forget about it 20 minutes later.
Yeah, it's like, what's the next one?
Exactly.
Yes,
100%. 100%.
Yes.
Yep. What about your nutrition company?
Apex. Yeah. So Apex Nutrition and Coaching, meal prep. So that all came from me doing this. So I was working at Sticky, and every day, bro, those cookies you mentioned, when you have access to them and they're just fresh out of the oven and they're perfect. I mean, it wasn't no thing for me to eat like 4 of those in a setting, and then wash it down with a Coke and then like whatever. It was bad. I mean, I had a gut.
Easy to do.
Easy. So good though.
Yeah.
Loved it. Anyway, I didn't like where my body was at. I didn't like how I felt when I just didn't like it. And so we had this guy come in, his name was Casey, and he was like this jacked dude. And I'm like, he was like a customer, and after a few times seeing him, I'm like, what do you do? Like, whatever drugs you're taking, I want them. Or like, he's like, what do you do?
Twice.
He was like, well,
times.
it's not drugs. It's working out, and my meals are pretty solid. I'm like, okay. Can you show me that? Like, you train me?
Yeah.
And he's like, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He's like, well, it's hard. It's like real hard. I'm like, yep. Okay, I hear you, but I still want to do it. So I worked out with him for about a year, and about 3 or 4 months into that training, like I'm going to the gym 4 times a week, working out.
Nice.
And I changed my food intake, and then that's when my results really like took off.
Definitely, it's 80% of it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, dude, this needs to be a program. So then we created Apex Nutrition and Coaching. So we got a full commercial kitchen. We've got an amazing chef, Raven, who is an amazing app builder, by the way. He's like, nice. I'm like, dude, you're a chef, but you're also this. So anyway, he's very talented and makes great food and stuff. So you do an order online. You pick it up every week, or you can walk in and grab a meal to go, or you can walk in and grab it's Core Cold Brew. We got protein shakes.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's cold brew coffee, shakes. You can get shake with caffeine, so a little bit of both, and protein and stuff. And more meals for the day, for the week, for the whatever. For lunch, dinner, whatever you want.
Where are y'all located at?
Downtown, 316 Southwest 6th.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said you order it like for the week before, pick it up.
You go online to the portal,
okay,
and you select what day you want to pick up, and then you select how many meals per week you want. So like lunch only, lunch, dinner, breakfast for 5, 6, or 7 days. And then you select the pickup day. Then you pick your meals, or the system can automatically select for you, and then you pay. And then it renews weekly. And you pick up once a week. We deliver it.
Nice. I'm gonna try it. We've been talking about. We did HelloFresh and some other things like that, and it's just sometimes we get busy with the kids, this and that. But I do care about my body.
Yeah.
I want to eat healthy. I do feel better, and so you signed me up. You got me for Sticky Chikky. You're selling me on everything.
Yeah. Well, our average meals around 350 to 400 calories and about 45 grams of protein. So and they're hearty. You know what I mean? Like,
they look good.
We got fettuccine Alfredo. We got spicy fettuccine. We got our new one's a sweet potato base with either steak or chicken with a veggie.
Bro, I love.
Damn good. I do a balsamic glaze. It's so good, man.
Dang.
Sweet potatoes are like amazing.
Oh, I love them.
And then the cold brews are great. The strawberry protein shakes, like 40 grams of protein in a strawberry shake.
Nice.
Feels like cheating, but it's not. It's pretty cool. And then the last one is Divine Lighting AV Solutions. I did not found that company. I partnered with an individual. His name's Landon Gifford, and incredible testimony that he has, man, as far as God just turning his whole life around.
Yep.
And that's really what got me. I also love lights and video and all these things that he does.
Yeah.
But his testimony is what got me. It was actually a marketing consultation that turned into a 2-hour meeting. And when I left, I had tears. Like, wow. It was that strong.
That's incredible.
And I'm like, dude, you need a partner, man. Like, you need help. I can tell. So. I'm like, I have all the pieces that you don't, and you have all the pieces I don't. Sure. So like, let's do this.
That's the way to partner.
Yeah.
That's what somebody told me. You never want to partner with somebody just to make something cheaper or split the cost.
Yeah.
Like if they do not match you or bring something to the table that you don't on the other side, because I've had partners and a lot of times it hasn't gone, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to partner with people. You know how it is. But I love that. I think that's incredible. Yeah. So talk a little bit about, so you guys sell like commercial lighting, residential.
It's both commercial and residential.
Okay.
Permanent exterior lighting. So we have Gobi and we have Haven, right?
Dude,
we also do patio shades by Trex and Magnatrack.
Okay.
Those are pretty awesome.
Nice.
And then we do any kind of AV. So that's audio video. Mm-hmm. So business audio, home audio, surround sound systems for whatever, TV installations, big large scale projectors. If you want like a movie theater type setup.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome. We got a great crew. And our back end office is just one of the best I've seen, and it's fun. It's so awesome, and dude, it's so cool. You put lights on, you put roofline lighting on something, and it just makes it pop.
I know
it just boom.
It's the future, dude.
Yeah,
100%. And even with the Christmas lights and stuff like that, like putting them up and down every year,
and they can be that.
Yeah.
Or they can be like the Haven.
Yeah.
Can be literally Christmas lights.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you don't take them down.
No,
dude.
no. It's permanent.
It's terrible. Like you hire somebody, they store your stuff. You're paying thousands. Like just go and take the expense, and then you can use them for 4th of July. You can use them for holidays. Halloween, exactly.
Every night.
Yes.
So usually we'll do a lighting package with cameras.
Yeah.
And then so like people will run like a soft white light, which it kind of lights up the area around your house.
Yeah.
And then so you can notice my cameras here. I got 2 cameras on each corner.
Yeah.
Those cameras, you can see from the lights that are lit up.
Yeah.
So it's like security as well.
Sure, exactly.
And the house looks great.
Yeah.
And like imagine this, you're a burglar looking to break into someone's house.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go to the one that's dark, or are you gonna go to the one that's lit up?
Exactly.
Like, you're not gonna go to the one that's lit up.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyways, maybe a deterrent.
Yep. 100% is the houses that get broken into 99% of the time don't have lighting. That's what my brother-in-law, he's super big in self-defense and this and protect. And that's one thing, when we first moved to our other house, I didn't have a lot of lighting on. And it's something he's like, hey, you
got to fix your lighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. And I did after, so very cool.
Yeah,
so you all do security too, you said? Wow.
Yeah. So we have security systems and cameras.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do monitored, unmonitored, whatever you want.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty cool, month to month. It's a whole thing.
Bro, dude, I don't know how your head doesn't explode with as many different avenues.
Listen, if I didn't have all that, my head would explode.
Yeah.
Because, and I know this for a fact, when I took the partners on Sticky, and I've said this in a few interviews, but with so Ian, one of my business partners, he noticed that because I was going in because I wanted to foster my little make sure the kid could walk correctly.
Yeah.
I don't want to see my kid fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was going into the restaurant every day. I'm like working there, and I was, dude, literally me in the back looking at the cameras, making sure that the line was moving, and literally with a stopwatch, because 3 minutes is our 2 minutes, and my phone is smoking hot. 2 minutes and 59 seconds is our turn time on the drive-through, and so I'm timing it every time, just making sure like, okay, why did that customer take 5 minutes? Because like that's a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just there doing these little things.
Yeah.
Being a problem really more than anything. And he was like, man, Jordan, keep doing that. But he's like, the most disappointing part, though, man, is that you know exactly what you need to do, and you're not doing it, which is to remove myself, let the employees fail or win, whatever. Either way, not with my interference, because he's like, Jordan, imagine this: we open 100 stores. Are you going to be at 100 stores? Can you be at 2 stores simultaneously? I said, no, you're right there, man. I cannot. He's like, all right, then why are you at 1? Why am I at 1? So I stopped going to those 2. I was almost a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, whatever. And that's when we started really letting the employees do their thing. Yep. And then they took more ownership of it. They all of a sudden didn't require so much oversight because, and I've said this before, when you are so present in your business, and I understand that at some points you have to be there. Obviously, 100%. You have to be there.
Yeah.
But when you really don't, which is sometimes hard to know when, your presence says to your people, I don't trust you.
Sure.
You may be saying a lot of other things, but you're also saying, I'm here because I don't trust you to do a good job.
I love that.
So like,
I love that.
Do you want people to do a good job and that know that you trust them? Because it's two-way street.
Yep.
Or do you want to tell them you don't trust them?
Yeah, 100 self-fulfilling prophecy there.
Yeah.
Whenever I stopped checking on, and I just recently in the last year stopped going by my remodels and making sure, and sometimes they can screw up big where it's costly, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It's all fixable.
Exactly.
You wake up tomorrow,
exactly.
Fix it.
Well, and once I stopped checking in, it freed me up to go and find more jobs, more houses, more business, more opportunities. And like you said, once I gave them the responsibility, they stepped up.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a crazy life, man.
It's exciting.
But back to what I was saying, when I got out of the store, I was so bored.
Yeah.
So bored. And I knew more stores were coming and all these things. But dude, I kind of went through a little phase where, because I had nothing else going on. I was just full-time Sticky.
Yeah.
And I was there from 6 or 7 in the morning to 10 at night, 11 at night, closing up. And so, and I loved it, right?
Yeah.
14-hour days, whatever. I loved it. I had one guy, it's so funny. I'm not going to mention the name. Not going to mention names, but he was meaning it as a jab one day. He was like, hey man, how are those 16-hour days treating you? Because he was like doing something else. I'm like, they're good, man. They're real good.
Good for the soul.
Yeah, well, and now it's like, hey man, you're invited to grand opening number 2, and grand opening number 3 and grand opening number 5, and we got 2 more stores going up in Odessa, and those 14-hour days, they were pretty good.
Pay off.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. How's your job? It's whatever, man.
That's awesome.
So, you know, it all kind of like, it's funny like that. But yeah, so anyway, I got super bored and I'm like, I need to do something else. And Ian's like, he's like, I get it. Like you're that's you.
Yeah.
Like you have to stay building. Like, it's about building is what it is.
Yep.
And energy from winning, but
Sure.
yeah.
That's incredible, brother.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to say to somebody who maybe wants to start their own business, whether that's like advice, stuff you've gotten from a mentor, maybe podcasts or books or anything like that that you recommend?
Yep. If you want to do it really, it's in your soul and your mind and your bones, you want to do a business, I would say start now because it's only going to get harder. If you're young, you're only going to get older, so you're only going to get more responsibility. You might find a wife, or maybe you might find a husband, whoever you are, and you might have kids, and you might have a home, and you might have more financial risks things you might have to lose or sacrifice. So it's only going to get harder in that way, and it's also, as you get older, you become less able. So if you're younger now with less responsibility and you have the highest peak of health you're ever going to be, you might as well just do it now.
Yep.
And at the very least, even if it doesn't work, which would only be the case if you either didn't change or didn't care enough to make it work, then at least you will know that it's not for you, and that's better than not knowing if you could have won or not. So I would say do it now and stop thinking about it, because you can analyze things to the moon, but until you actually do it, you're not going to know. There's a saying I love is, you'll learn more in 30 minutes of doing it than 2 years of thinking about it. So just do it, and try for sure. And then as far as if you do make the jump and do it, then there's going to be lots of times, usually in the first 3, 6, 12, 18 months, where you're going to want to quit, and it's going to feel real easy, and it's going to feel like maybe the only way. But the trick there, because everybody goes through it, I went through it, is to not quit. The trick is to keep going, even though it sounds so simple and straightforward. It becomes it's like a Mount Everest that you have to climb. So just keep going, keep showing up, and do not quit. So do it and don't quit, and that will work.
Profound words, my man.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Hey.
There was one time, started Snider Motorsports, and it was just me. I was the only employee working out of a shed, and I didn't have any money. Literally, it was cold. I was working out of a. Did not have a heater, didn't have anything. Had this gas burner, little diesel heater, like a jet thing you buy at a hardware store. And it was $75 to fill it up, and it overdrafted my account. $75 overdrafted my account, okay? My business account.
Yeah.
I had a mortgage and stuff, and so I was worried. And so I called my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I just spent all the money in the account on my diesel heater. I've been working on these dang cow crap covered four-wheelers for like 2 months, and I still don't have any money. Like, how is this possible? My dad had been in business for 30 years, and he said, Jordan, relax, keep going. I want you to load the heater in your truck, take it to the shop, and keep working on whatever project you're working on, and just keep going. His exact words were, keep plugging. That's his exact words. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I trust you. So, and at this point I was 20, and I did, and I never looked back.
That's awesome, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Profound.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Keep showing up.
Man,
Good.
good.
Appreciate you so much.
Hey, I appreciate you,
Absolutely.
dude. Thank
Yes.
you. That was awesome.
Yeah, dude.